YouTube, it's Mr. Sinister back again, and we've got the Season 4 Warzone patch notes. We're going to get right into it, not waste any time. All right. I haven't seen any of these, so this is going to be just as new for you to me. Click here for access to a text-only version of the patch notes. Boom. This is what we wanted. Okay. Call of Duty Warzone Season 4 patch notes incoming. New season of free content. 5 multiplayer maps. That's for Cold War. 5 new weapons. Cool. New points of interest in Verdansk. Also good. New quests and Outbreak. Haven't played much, but seems fun. Set the stage for a free zombies experience during the season. Okay. Welcome to Season 4. Okay. Playlist. Verdansk. BR. Resurgence mini trios. Okay. A lot of people liked the rebirth that they did in Verdansk earlier this year. Seems good. Plunder quads. Don't care. Removing Plunder blood money quads. Okay, so all right, whatever. Not Plunder players out there. I'm sorry. I don't. I just use Plunder for jump videos. Rebirth Island. Resurgence duos. Good. A lot of people did not care for. I don't think a lot of people like Resurgence duos. Maybe I'll upset them. Keeping Resurgence quads with a smiley. So they know people like that. Okay, event. Groundfall, a limited time event. Find and secure the new SatLink stations to triangulate the location of a falling satellite in Verdansk. Loot the fallen satellites to score exclusive loot and cash rewards during the game. The objectives for this event will reward you with items such as emblems, calling cards, a satellite weapon charm, as well as some XP. Complete all 3 challenges from either Cold War or Warzone, and you'll receive an epic secondary weapon blueprint. Cool. I guess that means that there's going to be like wreckage all across the map, or at least three sites, if I'm reading that right. I mean, I guess I would just assume 3 satellite sites if you're triangulating. So 3 satlink stations. Okay. Then 1 fallen satellite site. But if it's actually a physical, all right. So what doesn't make sense is if the falling satellite is actually a physical place, you wouldn't need to. I mean, you'd eventually just stumble upon it. So I wonder if this is not as big of a thing. Maybe it's teeny tiny satellites, and the satellite link stations are just the big new stations. All right, moving on. Mode for Dansk Resurgence Mini. Bite size FPS survival experience. In addition to the standard Rebirth Island resurgence rules, no gulag, extreme clarity on enemies. Okay, that's cool. A resurgence timer and special supply boxes. Play this feature allows 45 operators, depending on the squad size. First circle skipped, games are shorter. There's higher tier loot compared to traditional BR. First circle is skipped. I still imagine that, like in Resurgence, it's a first circle loadout still though. Oh, I wonder if the prices are different. Battle Pass. I I don't care that much about the Battle Pass. AK blueprints, Type 63 blueprint. C58 blueprint. That's the new gun. Okay. Map. Red doors have now appeared in Verdansk. This is what they were talking about a while back. Is like there's going to be a new fast travel mechanic. Downtown Tower is under new management. Okay. I don't like this. I hope that the Downtown Tower is still somewhat the same because the amount of time and effort they put into Nakatomi Tower, like that's one of if not the best locations in the game. It's cool to fight in and it's fun. Like even without the vault stuff, that's a cool spot. New Gulag, hijacked. Ooh. Okay, this plywood recreation of the yacht's central area will replace the current standoff Gulag. Cool. Hijacked. Fun map. Fun map. Come on, man. New Gulag. Hijacked. This plywood recreation of the yacht's central area will replace the current standoff Gulag. That is dope. Hijacked. I think everybody remembers from Black Ops 2. And a fun map. Sure, it'll be like a shorter version of it. Still very cool. New satellite crash POIs. Okay. Kropnik farmland, right in the middle of some poor farmer's crops is one crashed satellite. Fuselage split into multiple parts amid the field. Cool. Block 18. As I pull back a yawn. Block 18. Closer to the once sleepy village near the salt mines lies another downed satellite. Its location leaves it open to operators parachuting down from the radar tray, or from the radar array. Huh. I guess that's up by that hotel. It's just south of the... Oh, I bet that's just the village to the, what is that, east? To the east of salt mines? Block 16. See, Farmland had such a good one, and these two are just terrible. Block 16. Deep within the Gora riverbed, near the airport control tower, a more intact satellite sits ready to be explored. Okay, that's just outside the airport control tower, that big ravine. Cool. That area needed more cover anyways. That's good. Gora Bridge. Spanning the Gora River between downtown Fire Station 12 and the Promenade Fairgrounds, this bridge saw a direct impact from the down satellite, taking a chunk out of its brickwork. Also good change, because that area didn't get touched too much, I think, with the new map. Okay. Added 120 hertz support for PS5. So I guess requires HDMI 2.1. Cool. Well, I would assume that means the PS5s can support like higher frames now. Now players who disconnect now provide kill credit and drop loot. Includes players who disconnect during a finishing move. Good change. Good change. I didn't realize that they weren't providing kill credit still. Progression challenges. Font size for challenges and their descriptions has been increased. Cool. Addition of 8 new LGBTQIA plus Pride flag calling cards. Awarded to all players for free. These cards will automatically show up in your barracks. Cool. Gameplay. New vehicle dirt bike. Okay. Terror on 2 wheels arrives in Warzone. Ramp up your off-road antics with this extremely maneuverable scrambler. Good God. Scattered across Verdansk and ready to use at the start of the match. Speed faster than all vehicles, including ATV. Good. Handling drifts at high speeds. Cool. Offers finer control at lower speeds. Mastery is key. Cool. Be like a fun vehicle versus like everything else. Durability low, same health as the ATV. Okay. Capacity 2 operators. Next to no room to stack. Next to no room doesn't mean no room. Trophy system placement. Must stand atop the bike to place a trophy system. Can fit one on the saddle or on front rear fenders. Okay, cool. I'm sure like this is the intention, but I bet we'll see some cool stuff that people find out how to do. Loot that spawns across Verdansk has been adjusted as follows. The C58 and MG82 can now be found in the loot pool. Those are the new guns. Combat bow kill streak added to the loot pool. Cool, because I never got a chance to use that. Self-revive spawn rate has been reduced. Good change. Probably best change so far. 1911 starter handgun now requires 3 hits to gain bonus finisher damage instead of 2. Change will increase the number of melee hits needed for this weapon to down an enemy at 200 HP by 1. That's a good change, I think. Honestly, I don't know that that's a great change. I think the problem was the bonus finisher damage where you'd get knocked with a 1-2 punch. If the damage was just kind of consistent, then I'm okay with it. If you hit somebody 3 times, they should go down, regardless of whether you get bonus finisher damage. My opinion. Snapshot grenade. Reveal duration increased from 1.25 to 2 seconds. Good. Hit enemies are now revealed to your squad. This is a good change. I don't know that snapshots get used anymore because of this, but this is a good change. Custom mods. Custom mods have been enabled for Black Ops Cold War weapons. This will allow you to name and save up to 5. Cool. I guess I didn't realize that wasn't a thing. Some thoughts on the Specialist Token. We want exciting items like the Specialist Token in Warzone. Agreed. However, the ease and consistency of its acquisition was problematic. Ideally, drop locations are allowed to be chosen dynamically based on several factors like circle location, infill route, and player preference. When we introduce an exclusive, powerful item that can only be obtained at one location, it may have a warping effect on gameplay. Fair point. It can diminish early game strategy. 100% agreed. We would also like to ensure there is excitement surrounding opening caches or completing contracts no matter where you are on the map. In order to achieve that, we need to have items that are exceedingly rare but do not have targeted methods of that. So it sounds like they're going to make this a random drop. We may see the specialist token again, perhaps sooner than you might think. It will be rebalanced in such a way that it offers neither weapon perks nor drops on death. Okay, interesting. Like some of this, it should never have had weapon perks. It's already very good. It's already very good as is. Shouldn't have weapon perks nor drops on death. That I don't like as much. If you kill somebody with specialist and you want to take it, you should be able to take it. Bug fixes. Fix some. It also, if you do it where it drops on death, at least like you know why somebody like I don't know. I don't so much like that part of the change because it's not like you actively know who has specialist. You're just trying to kill them regardless. If they drop specialist, you should be able to get it. Bug fixes related to using the carve 2. Updated challenges. Okay. Survive of fixed an issue where players can survive finishing move. They're just starting using the sender. So we will go through these. Okay, we'll skip some of these. Fix an issue where a player's down movement speed would remain at a slowed state after being partially revived by a teammate. I didn't know that was like unintentional. Yeah, I thought that was just part of how the game was played. Was like if you get rezzed and then you can't move as fast. That seemed like fair to me, but good. Seems like we're getting that. Seems like just a generic buff. I don't know whether that's good or bad. Fixed issue with the tactical rifle Charlie. It's not fun to play, so I guess that is a good change. Fixed issue with the tactical rifle Charlie, causing some archers to have their heads disappear when using tactical equipment. Cool. What's Charlie? That's the M16? I think so. Fixed an issue where the gas closing in voiceover was playing on infill for Resurgence playlists. Okay. Near the inside the bridge. Okay, good issue. Great job, guys. Fixed an issue where muzzle on the FFARA 83 or misaligned. Okay, didn't even notice. Fixed an issue where players could survive a finishing move if they had just started using an ascender. So this is like talking about if you started to assassinate somebody as they were going up like an elevator or a zip line, and they could somehow survive it because the distance that they would travel. This is good. This is good, but the fact that it doesn't look like they changed the fact that like you can down somebody on a zip and they can go up the zip, that's still kind of horseshit. Excuse me. Fixed an issue with the lighting during the infiltration sequence of Rebirth Island. Didn't notice. Issue on the corners of one of the buildings of Rebirth Island causes sun glare effect when GPUs run at high temperatures. Okay. Okay. Moving on. This is a good change. Added the ability to allow players to play again with team. That's good. Sometimes you get a squad of randoms that are fun to play with. This is a good change. New weapons. MG82. This is the one they're saying is going to be like the next Bruin. Coming out launch week. Obtain the MG82 for free and ready to use in Black Ops Cold War. Warzone Tier 15. Okay, so that's the early one you get. C58, the assault rifle. And the C58 for free and ready to use in Black Ops Cold War. Tier 31. Cool. Nail gun. Submachine gun. Launch week. Name via unlock challenge or via blueprint store. Okay. This seems cool. I want to try out a nail gun. Baseball bat. Cool. OT's 9. Unlock challenge or via blueprint in the store. So there will be an unlock challenge for 4 guns. That's cool. Down. About it. Especially these 2 submachine guns. Especially a nail gun. Even if it's unpractical. In a future patch, we will be making sweeping balance changes to weapons. Let's take a moment to discuss the philosophy behind that decision at a high level. Warzone is a game about engagements. The more time we allot to mechanical and strategic expression within engagements, the higher the skill ceiling. No longer our personal journey of mastery. We believe the frequency of those engagements and how we navigate them heavily contributes to the overall level of fun. Fair. We want to enable more escapes from impossible situations. Dope. Moments of finesse. Dope. Epic outplays. This all sounds good. Opportunities to flex. Exquisite marksmanship. Cool. Due to some weapons being far more lethal than others in their class, we feel a reduction in the efficacy of those outliers is necessary. We expect those changes will bring average time to kill up by approximately 60 to 100 milliseconds. Big. Changes will not only increase the overall capacity for skill expression, should also introduce some new weapons into viability that have not had a chance to shine. Good. AMAX. Kill it. Upper torso damage multiplier decreased 1.2 to 1.1. Long range viability and the consistency of its time to kill. Yeah, they hit this thing. What, 3 times now? This will be the 4th nerf, and it still was good. Made several moves to reduce its power level. The 3rd time is in fact the charm. Okay, so this is the 3rd time. We love the CR56 AMAX. We'll likely see it return in the future when the massive balance overhaul takes place. For now, we'd like to shake up the long range space and see what rises to the top. Cool. Okay, so what did they buff? Groza. Minimum damage increased 18 to 23. Bam. Upper torso damage multiplier increased 1.1 to 1.2. Big. So, okay. Lower torso damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.1. Maximum damage range decreased by 12%. As a relatively slow firing, low damage assault rifle, it's no surprise the Groza has underperformed since its preemptive balance adjustment at the beginning of season 3. Its tune-up should put it in a solid position in short to mid-range mobility-based AR builds. Cool. Yeah. Groza's a fun gun. It's a fun gun that I haven't used in a while, and I'll pull this out now for sure because of this. Assault rifle golf. When it's not in both games, you don't have to say assault rifle golf. So this is the SCAR. Neck damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.5. Upper torso damage increased 1 to 1.2. This SCAR was good. SCAR is going to be good. We would like to avoid increasing the power level of a weapon to a point where we would need to reduce it shortly after in the following balance overhaul. With that being said, the assault rifle golf may see another power increase. Might get buffed again. Okay. XM4, neck damage multiplier increase from 1 to 1.5. Consider increases to neck damage multipliers a small buff realistically. Okay, that's fair. I don't know a whole lot about what it does. They make landing headshots only slightly more likely. Feel the XM4 close to being in a great spot, and we're aiming for this change to get it there. Yeah. Cool. Handguns, AM63. I don't even have these unlocked yet. Haven't even put any time into them. Maximum damage increase from 30 to 33. Oh, second damage range. Damage range increased by 14.3%. Upper torso damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1. What are we doing? We were going well. We were going so well. Extremities damage multipliers increased. Head damage multiplier decreased. You're not going to shoot for headshots with a handgun anyways. You're just going to stick both of them into the chest. Did not have its fastest time to kill improved by these changes. Rather, its time to kill breakpoints were shifted around, and its second damage range was pushed out. What we felt was necessary to help offset its limited magazine capacity and rate of fire. These changes should provide another compelling secondary weapon alongside the Psychov to complement non-overkill loadouts. Okay. Ballistic Knife. Got a buff. Projectile velocity increased by 25%. Neck damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.3. Upper torso damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.23. Movement speed increased. Ballistic Knife will become a desirous selection for melee aficionados following these changes. With additional mobility, improved projectile velocity, and more generous locational multipliers, letting someone wielding the Ballistic Knife get too close is a mistake you will only make once or twice per game. Cool. I mean, at least give people a change to their Cali stick loadouts. I'm good with this. Shotgun Street Sweeper. Maximum damage range decreased. Good. By 24%. Good. Hit it with the bat. Second damage range decreased by 18%. Good. Third damage range, decreased by 7%. Move speed, decreased by 1. Boom. I don't even need to read this. Street Sweeper is really good. You could see if you ever checked out like Warzone Ranked.com, it was still like one of the higher KD ratio weapons. Sniper rifle Charlie, bullet velocity increased by 7.7%. Upper torso damage multiplier increased from 1.1% to 1.1 to 1.25. Lower torso damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.15. I wonder when it changed it. I said, now it's a slower firing sniper rifle. So this is the M82. Good. Swiss K31. Base optic functionality improved. Base reticle updated. Good. Submachine gun alpha. Modern warfare. That's the AUG. Upper torso damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.1. Maximum damage range increased by 10. Fast time to kill when landing all headshots. However, outside of those two conditions, so it's basically good for like one specific thing. Outside of those two conditions, it performed far less reliably than its peers. Submachine gun alpha, the AUG, has a ludicrously fast time to kill when landing all headshots within its maximum damage range. However, outside of those two conditions, it performed far less reliably than its peers. While we do not expect this change to jettison the submachine gun alpha top of SMG viability, we are positioning it to excel in our upcoming modes. Cool. This is, I think, what a lot of people wanted to have happen, was some of the Modern Warfare guns that haven't had any changes or buffs. People were thinking, well, Cold War's out. Every buff's going to be Cold War, Cold War, Cold War. This is good. Bullfrog. There's just other guns could have used this. Other Modern Warfare guns could have been balanced. Bullfrog. Iron Sight's ADS position adjusted. I thought it had good ADS visibility before. Feels like a Bullfrog buff, which I'm okay with. KSP. Some damage range increased from 16.6. Extremity multipliers increased from 0.9. This feels like a nothing. Change, maybe I'm wrong. Has a fast time to kill potential, so much that when considering how increased its effectiveness, we were concerned not to push it too hard for fear of making it dominant. It's understandable why one would steer clear of a short to mid-range burst fire weapon, and considering how low the margin for error is in that engagement range. However, two well-placed bursts with the KSP will put someone out of commission faster than you might expect. Milano. This could be a fun one. Maximum damage increased by 2, 34 to 36. Minimum damage increased 25 to 30. Maximum damage range increased. Upper torso damage multiplier increased by 0.2. Lower torso damage multiplier increased. So just a Milano buff. Needed a lot of love for it to reach a semi-viable state. See how it shapes up. This gun had good mobility. This gun had good mobility, and now it could be better. Happy. Submachine gun Echo. That is the PP Bizone. Maximum damage range increased from 34 to 35. Extremities damage multiplier increased from 0.9 to 0.1. Much like its Black Ops Cold War counterpart, the submachine gun Echo relies heavily on well-placed shots. These changes would make it a tad more forgiving. Cool. Cool. I'm all for that. Bizone's a fun gun to shoot. Attack rifles, DMR, recoil magnitude decreased. This is dangerous. Even after it's falling out the DMR 14, still a respectable choice with the right attachments. A little bump to help stay on target at a distance should help the DMR 14. What are we doing? Did we not learn, guys? We were going so well. We were going mostly well until this. Okay. Let's see how it feels. Well, a lot of other things have been changed. This feels dangerous. Attachments. Combat Recon Snipers. Pellington, 703 Black Ops. Bullet velocity increased from 42.5 to 47.5. Sniper Rifle Charlie, Black Ops Cold War. Bullet velocity increased 42.5 to 50. So it looks like the Combat Recon barrel got a buff, so all Cold War snipers getting a buff. Bring the lowest Black Ops Cold War sniper barrels much closer to parity with Modern Warfare equivalents. Okay, cool. Ranger assault rifles now increases bullet velocity by 50%. Now increases vertical recoil control by 15%. Increases hip spread by 20. Takedown increases effective damage range by 35. Increases horizontal recoil by 15. Increases hip spread by 20. Okay. This definitely is at least a good change in the fact that everything is consistent. Reinforced/heavy match grade assault rifles, light machine guns now increase bullet velocity, effective damage range, horizontal recoil control, vertical recoil control. Increases vertical recoil control. Increases vertical recoil control. I'm good with this. Increases hip spread. That was more clear. Stiff. I assume that's a good thing. Actually, I assume that's a bad thing. Recoil controls belong to the detractor of the year. So it looks like they've changed the barrels on these assault rifles and LMGs to kind of give you a better options as far as like long range, which is, I mean, why people use the AMAX for as long as they did. Because if you can control like something that shot like the AK-47, might use that. Optics. Most Black Ops Cold War reticles have been updated. Axial arms 3 times, optic position shifted. Royal Cross 4 times, optic position shifted. Underbarrels, bruiser grip, snipers. Any stability increased again. So Cold War, they're still bringing up the Cold War. I mean, it kind of sucks to say, but like, and maybe they'll do it in the big one, but maybe it's time for a card nerf. Because there's just not many other snipers that you see. Like I would bet it's used more than all of the other sniper rifles. If that's the case, maybe buff the other sniper rifles, or at least give them some different identities. R98's fun to shoot and it doesn't feel cheap, so maybe don't change it, but maybe make the others have some do what they do, and have some kind of like stronger identity. That's probably a terrible way to say that. Rose's Rook skin has received material updates to increase visibility. Again, good. Hit that thing with a bat. Put a little make it a reactive skin. That way, the people that paid for it aren't upset. Make it reactive. As you get more kills as Rose, you start to glow white like the sun. New operators, Jackal, Weaver, I don't care. Download times. Guys, thank you for joining us. Remember to hit the like, hit the subscribe. Check out some of our other stuff, especially our jump videos, our grit content, our Resident Evil stuff. We'll see you in the next one.